morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and this is my channel, The Good Guys. Guys, today's story comes out of El Paso, Texas. Why, oh, why are things happening in Texas? This is the most heavily armed state, according to the ATF. But guess what? Criminals don't know that. By their very nature, they are stupid. Anyway, before we get into today's story, guys, please, if you wouldn't mind, leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribe, and hit me on Twitter. I'd love to talk. Without further delay, guys, let's get into this story.
And we begin with breaking news from the Alert Center. A convenience store clerk shoots a man trying to rob the store. He ended up shooting the would-be robber in the rear end. This happened at the DK store on Fairbanks Drive in northeast El Paso. ABC 7's Brianna Pettis is live at the scene with more details. Brianna.
That's right, Stephanie. The scene is still very active here on Fairbanks. Behind me, you can see police units still blocking off the DK convenience store. Red tape still surrounding that gas station. And of course, we see a couple of those cars still blocked inside. Now, what we do know right now is police say a 32-year-old Hispanic man entered the convenience store just before 12:30. They say he demanded money and showed a weapon on his waistband to the store clerk. The clerk, a 28-year-old man, then fired his weapon at least once and shot the robber. Paramedics tell ABC 7 he was shot in the rear end. The offender was then taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police say they believe he is in stable condition.
So, if we stop it here, what happened is this guy, an older gentleman, goes in to rob a younger guy, and he ends up getting shot in the ass. It gives new meaning to, hey, I'll bust a cap in his ass. Doesn't it? It is hilarious, in my opinion. It is so funny that this guy, I mean, what do you tell your friends? What do you tell your people? What do they put on the police report? They try to shot him in the buttocks, shot him in the rear end. If it's me, I'll say, hey, he shot him in his ass. That's what you say. But guys, being serious, we are seeing many stories of employees armed. Maybe this entire week that I present videos, it'll just be employees carrying guns. And then maybe you can share this to the next person you end up having a job with. And you say, hey, look, boss, I'm bringing my gun. I think this has to be the norm now. Because we've seen so many cases of these. And you know what's weird? It is younger people who are carrying these firearms. If we look at what happened to the gas station in Arizona, that man was in his 20s. We look at this. This guy is a 28-year-old. We have another one where there was North Carolina, and that individual, he was a younger person as well. And they were all carrying firearms. This is a reality, and obviously criminals are not going to pay attention to this, but those of us who are law-abiding citizens understand this all too well. Let's get into the rest of the story.
Police tell ABC 7 there were two other customers in the store at the time of the shooting. I spoke with one person who says he was eating across their street when he saw police units rush the gas station.
I was just eating Chick-fil-A, and then all of a sudden I just see a lot of cops rush to the 7-Eleven, and then they started arresting people out of nowhere, and then I go to get some gas, and then they start questioning us, and all I see is they start arresting either the clerk, and then I see like a body over there on the side, and it just creeped me out. It just looked really creepy. It looked scary.
And coming up on ABC 7 at 6, we hear from residents in the area who say this corner of the street has seen issues before. We're now reporting in northeast El Paso. Brianna Pettis, ABC 7.
All right, Brianna.
Guys, well, that's short and sweet in my opinion, but This makes sense. This is what's supposed to happen. And this is Texas. This is the most heavily armed state, according to the ATF. And this guy tries to rob a store. If you want the easy life, okay, these are some of the things that happen. Luckily, he is alive, okay? We don't celebrate death, but we will absolutely celebrate life and the ability to preserve it. And that is what this man did. Kudos to him. Kudos to the store clerk. He is a good guy. Okay? And guys, you have to have guns. I carry guns all the time. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay? If we're going to live in a society where there are bad people, we need to be able to protect ourselves. Period. No law is going to stop that man. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think. I think this is pretty damn hilarious. But I'm glad they were able to show it, and I'm glad to be able to present it to you. Remember, good people have guns, and if good people do nothing, there will be no good guys.